feel like a basketball ref, counting off 10 seconds or 3 seconds. We'll let Janice sit down and we'll get going. Just pick a spot where there's no paper and you're good to go. All right. Good evening. Welcome to the Town Council meeting for the Town of Hampstead. Please rise for the opening prayer and the Pledge of Allegiance. And I thought that it would be appropriate, given that we're recognizing 1 year since COVID started, that we take a moment of silence and offer a moment of silence for all those who passed away as a result of the virus. Thank you. Pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. All right, Tammy, we'll go with the roll.
Mayor Nevin.
Here.
Councilwoman Duff.
Here.
Councilwoman Painter.
Here.
Councilman Renehan.
Here.
Councilman Thomas.
Here.
Councilman Unglesby.
Here.
And for those keeping track at home, it's like we've done the last couple of months, it's a hybrid meeting. And Mr. Unglesby, Ms. Painter, myself, and Tammy are here in Town Hall, and the other three are joining us virtually. And we thank Carroll Media Center for being able to set this up every year. I think we're getting it down just in time to be opening back up, hopefully. We'll go with the minute approvals from the council meeting in February.
So moved.
Second.
Is there any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye. Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thanks. All right, Tammy. Town Manager's Report and Main Street Update.
Yes. For the Main Street update, the virtual partners meeting for February was canceled. There should be one final meeting, we hope, in March. BG&E is responsible for completing the engineered lighting plan of the project. BG&E will replace all existing overhead pennant lights within the revitalization area with updated LED bronze fixtures like the one that's on South Carroll Street right outside of Town Hall. New lights may be added where necessary to fully illuminate our Main Street. These fixtures are owned by BG&E and will be replaced at no cost to the town. Yesterday, crews were working in front of Shipley's as they continue working on the concrete punch list items. This work includes repairing and replacing damaged concrete, correcting ADA compliant issues, cleaning and sealing the joints of sidewalks, and addressing the town's concerns regarding water valve boxes that were damaged during construction. A walkthrough inspection of the water valve boxes has been rescheduled for Tuesday, March 16th, weather permitting. Once all the punch list items are addressed, the final inspection will be conducted that will include town staff and our inspector, and crews may remain on Main Street afterwards to address items during this inspection. Our commercial and real estate projects are still moving forward, and we continue to work with new businesses. So as soon as details become available, we will share them as the projects move forward. Chesapeake Real Estate Group is a contract purchaser of the North Carroll High School property. This agreement is within the due diligence period. In the meantime, a small community committee was formed to help explore ideas for reuse of the North Carroll High School property. The committee convened its second meeting last week, and representatives from Chesapeake Real Estate Group shared information about different opportunities being discussed. They seemed overwhelmed by the community response to the reuse of the building and have had several businesses and social groups asking to lease space. They have asked that the details be kept confidential at this time. Chesapeake Real Estate Group is also working with local organizations. As Councilmember Duff has mentioned, the farmers market will be held on the grounds this season. The fire department carnival will also be located on the property this year due to the construction of the new fire station. In addition, the parking lot will be used for shuttle parking during Hampstead Day. And North Carroll rec groups will continue to be able to rent gym time, and Mid-Atlantic Utilities, who was the contractor awarded the water line replacement bid, has been allowed to store their materials on the property while completing the town's project. The military banner program still has spots available to display banners on Main Street. If anyone is interested in participating, please call the town office by the end of March. Banners are displayed from May through September. The Currently, the topmost priority of all three of our departments in the next few months will be the preparation of the FY 2022 budget. We will begin the budget process by scheduling internal meetings to discuss this year's progress and begin forecasting for next year. Due to the unusual trends triggered by the pandemic, staff will have to spend additional time adjusting this year's budget numbers to be able to plan accordingly. For example, many line items expenses have gone over budget due to spending for COVID supplies. These expenses will be balanced by the COVID funding that we received and deposited in our general funds. Town elections will be held Tuesday, May 11th, for 3 members on the town council. All member terms are for 4 years. If you are a registered voter in Carroll County and a resident within the incorporated town limits, you are eligible to vote in town election. Voter registration forms are available at town office located at 1034 South Carroll Street. The completed form should be mailed to the Supervisor of Elections Office, 300 South Center Street, Westminster, Maryland, 21157. You can also request registration forms by mail at that above address and by calling the Elections Office at 410-386-2080. Voter registration will close on April 11th, 2021. To qualify to become a town council candidate, you must have resided within the incorporated limits of the town of Hampstead for at least 1 year immediately preceding the election and must reside within the corporate limits of the town for the duration of the term. You must also be at least 25 years of age and a qualified voter of the town of Hampstead. A candidate for office must file a nomination packet with the town by 4:30 on Monday, April 12th, 2021. Nomination packets are available at the town office.
Before you go on, if there are going to be 2 seats open, because Joe's announced his retirement and Marlene's announced hers. So if you're interested in that and you wonder what is involved in running for town council and what's involved in being a town council person, you should reach out and talk to Tammi or any one of the town council people already, or even myself. I've done both, been both the mayor and town council. So.
Okay. The second meeting of the Hampstead Day stakeholders was held last week. The many components of the event were discussed, such as the car show, vendors, shuttle parking, and the road closure. And as I've said before, Hampstead Day is scheduled for Saturday, May 29th,
Yeah.
from 8 to 4. And then a meeting of the Main Street Revitalization Committee was held the week prior, where it was decided to not pursue a beer and wine garden as part of the festivities this year. Instead, music and tables will be provided at the War Memorial Park for people to enjoy their lunch. Town staff has been working on the Sustainable Communities Renewal application. The town of Hampstead first received the Sustainable Community designation in 2016. This designation needs to be renewed every 5 years. Being a sustainable community requires establishing and achieving goals to be environmentally, economically, and socially responsible during growth and development in our town. Being designated a sustainable community also allows the town to apply for grant funding. The Strategic Demolition Fund and the Community Legacy Fund are 2 of the grant programs only available to sustainable communities. Last night, the Sustainable Community Work Group met to establish the goals we would like to accomplish in the next 5 years as part of our application for renewal. And this is the next thing on my staff report I wanted to bring to the attention of the mayor and council. The Carroll County Planning Department is considering charging the municipalities fees related to different services that are currently provided at no charge. The fees will be applied to services rendered as part of the municipal annexation process and the water and sewer master plan amendments, which the amendments occur in the fall and the spring, and if there's a special amendment. The reason for the fees is to cover expenses for staff time and resources dedicated to those processes, plus advertising cost. County staff feel that the expenses could be passed through to our customers. However, some requests for master plan amendments come directly from the town. The suggested fees for a spring or fall water and sewer master plan amendment would be $626 per request is the suggested fee, and a special amendment would be $853. The fee for annexation processing would be $500 if a zoning waiver is not required. And these are the fees they're exploring. Planning services are included in our town-county agreement as services that are provided at no charge. If fees were charged for these services, our agreement would need to be modified, which requires cooperation between town and county officials. I have been asked to review the fee tables and respond to our liaison planner with any questions, comments, or concerns by March 19th. So if anybody has any comments,
Also,
concerns?
they can't do it till July 1st, and then we got to talk about the town-county agreement.
Right.
All right. Okay, oversight responsibilities, I guess we'll start with virtual and go live. So Joe, I see you up on the screen. Do you have anything for Parks?
Yeah, I do. Two things here. The grants that are being pursued for the Chiefs sites, walking path, and War Memorial has been pushed to June. It has to do with timeline for actual getting the grant and actually pursuing to have the work done so it can be done in nice weather and get it and to completion. So that'll be pushed back to the summer and to the next fiscal year. So
Okay,
that's all I have.
thank you. Marlene?
Okay, opening day for this summer's farmers market will be Saturday, June the 5th at 8:30 at the Panther Sportsplex parking lot on 482. Market manager Keith Johnson reports that vendor applications have been coming in at a steady pace with 5 new vendors and 10 returning vendors so far. The market will host several musical groups during the season, and breakfast vendors will be scheduled. And the number of business sponsors for the market's website has tremendously increased because of Keith's hard work. So he's really put his heart and soul into continuing the success of the market, and is just hoping that it can return to more normalcy. However, the Department of Agriculture so far has indicated that the same restrictions that were in place last year will probably continue this summer. And that's it.
Yep, that's all to be determined. I don't know if you heard, but the governor changed the restrictions today, but one of which is still wearing a mask. But
I did.
so hopefully they continue to loosen up as more people get vaccinated. Wayne?
The Hampstead Train Station Committee is looking at the possibility of starting up music in the park for this year. So we're exploring the opportunities to do that. I don't know how many Saturdays it's going to be yet, but we're looking into it. The Tree Commission, we're going to do a spring cleanup of the plantings we've done over the last 5 years. And then we're looking forward to a fall planting. That's all I have.
Thanks. Yep, here, it'd be good to get the concerts going again. That would be great. Deb?
Planning and Zoning Commission met on February 24th. Do you hear that?
Yeah, it's a little bit of reverb.
Okay. It was a relatively light meeting, and luckily, because of this echo I'm hearing, we basically discussed the Chapter 13 of the Hampstead Community Comprehensive Plan, which we are hoping to have completed by the end of 2021.
Thank you. Dave, finally?
February 2021, average water usage was 322,000 gallons per day. March 2021, average water usage so far is 325,000 gallons per day. Rainfall total for February 2021 was 3.4 inches. Rainfall total so far for March 2021 is 0.10.
Well, sorry. The 3.25 inches in February was all snow. That's a welcome change to have 60-degree weather today. Chief Snyder. Yeah, that'd be good.
Okay. Well, good evening, everyone. During February, with reference to traffic safety, we investigated 5 accidents. 2 were reportable, 3 were minor property damage only. One of the crashes took place at the 482 Circle. We had our speed sign displayed at 8 various locations for a total of 45 days worth of display. Traffic enforcement, we conducted 72 selective enforcements over a 26-hour period. 8 citations and 57 warnings were issued. Overall, traffic enforcement included 43 citations, 125 warnings. Patrol checks, we conducted 1,123 of property checks of businesses and schools. With reference to serious crime, we investigated 3 assaults of the second degree. 2 were prosecution. In 2 of those incidents, prosecution was declined. 1 of the incidents charges are still pending. 2 violations of protective orders were investigated, as well as 1 fourth-degree sex offense. That's also still under investigations. We took into custody 1 adult for a traffic violation, 2 adults for DUI-related offenses. We conducted 66 and a half hours of training. Topics included advanced roadside impaired driving enforcement, CN2 recertification. What that means, and I forget off the top of my head what CN2 stands for, but essentially it gives our officers the ability to enter into the national computer, the NCIC system, to search, people, property, whatever would be necessary. Every other year, I believe it is, they have to be recertified in that. We conducted our annual TASER recertification, emotional intelligence for leadership for our new supervisors, as well as strengthening your supervisory skill courses. I completed the web EOC training. Actually, it's an annual update. What that means in layman terms, the Emergency Operations Center, whenever there's a serious incident in the county, whether it's a weather event, a big gathering, regardless of what it is, there is many times an Emergency Operations Center set up. Basically, in our configuration here, we're not in a position where we can actually designate somebody to a physical place, so we're able to do it remotely, basically through a laptop, either in the car, in the office, whatever. But that was the annual training we had for that. We had trauma-informed interviewing. Training took place, CPR and AED recertification, as well as courses on responding to excited delirium calls. We attended the Hampstead Day stakeholders meeting. We also attended the Hampstead Merchants Association monthly meeting, planning and zoning meeting, and 5 officers participated in the drive-by happy birthday for 5-year-old Ethan, whose last name we forgot to put in the report. Obviously, he had to have, I don't want to say a virtual birthday party, but we did a drive-by for Ethan, and happy birthday to Ethan if he's watching tonight. If I could go off just the script real quick, with reference to a charity event that we're going to participate in. It's scheduled for Saturday, April 10th and 11th. And I'm looking around, but I do see some good people from Pipe the Side here. I don't mean to put you on the spot, and I should have mentioned it ahead of time. Pipe the Side created a group, Team Hampstead. They invited the police department to participate, and with both feet we jumped in. I'm talking to an event that's called Walk a Mile in Her Shoes. And this is a benefit for Carroll County's RCIS. It's the Rape Crisis Intervention Service of the county. They are a nonprofit. They do great work. They run a 24-hour hotline. They provide all kinds of victim services. They provide accompanying services for anybody that is a victim of essentially sexual violence. They provide training. Some of the training that I read off on these monthly reports is basically sponsored and conducted by these folks. They're good people. I guess one of the reasons why I like to, or I don't want to say like to bring it up, but where it becomes a little personal for us in the police department is a lot of times we read off the statistics every month. We had so many assaults, we had, all the various crimes. And when I stand up here and I say them, it's just numbers. But for a lot of us that work the cases, it's real people. It's a real story, and quite frankly, the assistance that RCIS provides for us is invaluable. Unfortunately, these incidents, sexual violence, it's a nationwide, worldwide, countywide, and certainly here at Hampstead, we're not immune to it as well. So if you have an opportunity and you can make a contribution, this is my shameless plug. Team Hampstead would certainly appreciate it. I think it's a good cause, and they certainly could use the help. That's all I have.
No, that wasn't a shameless plug. That was a worthwhile plug.
Thank you.
Okay, no questions, all right. My report, you've heard the meetings that the chiefs referenced, that Tammy's referenced, the Merchants Association. I just gave them a quick update on all things Hampstead. Revitalization Main Street, things are going very well there in conjunction with Hampstead Day, which is coming back to Main Street. And I think Tammi mentioned we're closing Main Street this year from Shiloh to Renehan. There's a lot of planning and process, and it's welcome back to Hampstead, welcome back to Main Street, but it'll also be on the street this year. I'm looking forward to it. Hopefully it's a good day, and it'll just be a great event for the town. Let's see here. I've had various MML board meetings and legislative committee meetings, which are always a interesting couple hours spent on the Zoom call with my compatriots in other parts of the state, and it's just amazing when you have Carroll County and Western Maryland on there with Prince George's and Montgomery County and the Eastern Shore, how much the view differs as far as different pieces of legislation. North Carroll High School was referenced. Very happy that Chesapeake Real Estate Group is the contract purchaser. Hopefully the due diligence period goes well. I think I've said many times that I know the company very well and the principals very well, having done business with them with my real job. The sustainability plan was a couple-hour conversation last night on all the different things that are involved in there, and it's just amazing. And we thank Jim Rourke and Christy Collins for the work that they've done in compiling that report, which, I don't know, most every page was named page 15, but I think it went on for about 50 pages. So it's good in that regard for sustainability, but it's also gets you in the frame of mind for, we've pushed since I've been here, where's Hampstead going to be in 25 years with a bypass, with a redone Main Street, with new lighting and whatnot, and all the different improvements we've done to the water system. So where's it going to be 5, 10, 15, 25 years from now? So always looking at that a long-term approach. And then lastly, we've got a Carroll County MML chapter meeting by Zoom again this Thursday at 7. If you're on the council, let me know if you want to be on that. I'll send you the link. We're looking to have somebody from one of the House of Representatives or the Senate staff to talk to us about the possibility of what's getting passed and what that means to the Carroll County and to the various towns within Carroll County. Apparently, a lot of money is going to be passed around as a result of that bill. You can argue about whether it was needed or not, and if it's a well-spent idea, and are we mortgaging the future of the next 2 generations. But it's in the process of being passed, and the money's coming. That's it for my comments. I don't think there's any unfinished business. Under new business, first thing is it's always good to recognize somebody who's done a great job for the town of Hampstead. And I think this is the first time in my tenure that we've recognized somebody from the county for doing a good job for the town of Hampstead. But Kevin Hand recommended that we recognize Tom Devilbliss, who's been involved with Carroll County 33 years. And he's getting ready to retire, and he's been the Director of Land and Resource Management for the county. Had a lot to do with all the stormwater management facilities, the Water Resource Plan, WIP, which is the Watershed Implementation Plan. Am I missing any? There's a few more acronyms that we could throw out there, but everything environmental, everything related to water, everything related to wastewater, everything to stormwater management, all the different focuses of the environmental group. And I'm going to do a proclamation, but it's I served I've been on a few committee meetings with Tom. I know Kevin and Toby have been in many more with their public works function. But Tom, you could always rely on him to give you the straight scoop, common sense scoop, not government bureaucracy speak. For all those terms, it was much appreciated when we're sitting there looking at them going, just how much is this going to cost and how the heck are we going to do it? And I think it says a lot that Carroll County is the only county who's in the entire state who's met all the requirements so far. And, there's a lot of other counties that were all about this. And then they figured out how much money it would cost. And they're not anywhere close. And I think we've done a very good job of pinching pennies or squeezing the buffalo off the nickel is another term we use around here a lot. But and just getting stuff done. And the partnership with the county and with Tom has been just absolutely phenomenal. So we thought it important to give him a proclamation and maybe a gift or two.
And while you're getting situated, I've been here maybe 7 years, so all the expertise and knowledge and advice that you've shared the years I've been here is greatly appreciated.
Thank you. Come on up here. Bring your wife too. And Kevin. Kevin, right? Yes, Kevin. Yep. She's put up with all this. You bet. All right. I'll try to do the big booming voice. Is that all right? So we got a town proclamation. Whereas Tom Devilbus served with distinction as an employee of the Carroll County government from June 1988 to March of this year. Whereas Tom Devilbus always provided sound judgment, professional insight, and thoughtful consideration in his interactions with the town of Hampstead. And whereas Tom Devilbus consistently dedicated his time and energy to the long-term best interest of our town water system and stormwater management facilities. And whereas Tom Devilbus's tenure as the Director of Land and Resource Management, he improved the quality of life in our town through his participation on the Water Resources Coordination Council and the Carroll County Soil Conservation District Board, mouthful. And whereas Tom Devilbus's commitment to his profession, most importantly, and his common sense approach in pursuit of improving our environment serves as a worthy example for others. Now, therefore, I, Christopher Nevin, Mayor of the town of Hampstead, do wish our friend Tom all the best in his future endeavors and his retirement, and do hereby proclaim today, March 9th, 2021, Tom Devilbus Day in the town of Hampstead. Well done. There you go. And then,
Thank you.
yeah, so you got that, but maybe you can put something on the wall. But we give him the town key. So appreciation award presented to Tom Devilbus, and appreciation for your strong partnership, your dedicated service to the town of Hampstead, presented this day, March 9th, 2021. So, get a picture. Like you're holding that, and you hold that.
Yep.
Kevin, get in here too.
3, 1, 2, 3.
Thank you.
Yeah.
One more.
One more
Okay.
time.
Oh.
Sorry. Takes a minute. Thanks.
And then,
So I want to say a couple things. I don't know that everybody in this room really knows the extent of how much Tom has meant to this town of Hampstead. When I first came here in 1992, his face was one of the first ones that I met. At that time, he was a hydrologist for the county, and anytime Hampstead had a problem or an issue, Roger or myself, we could pick up the phone and call him. And to know that you could talk to a hydrologist and get some good information on just a phone call has really been a blessing to the town of Hampstead and its citizens. This man has spent the night in our pump house doing drawdown testing, taking the night shift. We've done quite a bit together over my 29 years here with the town, and if in order to pay him back for what he has done for the town of Hampstead, that key would need to be gold, solid gold. But we appreciate. I wish you all the best, buddy, and look forward to seeing you real soon back here after you get some downtime. So
whoever's coming after you's got some big shoes to fill. But thanks
Can I
again.
just say one thing?
Sure.
Did you ever hear how he ended up with this job?
No. Oh boy.
We were living in Kentucky,
Where? Which one?
like Lexington, Richmond, Kentucky. He was going to grad school.
Okay. So you're blue people, but that's
Yeah.
okay. I'm red.
No, we're not red people.
Okay.
Yeah, we are red people. So we were living in Kentucky, and he was finishing up grad school, and his mom sent this ad in the paper for a county hydrogeologist. And he said, "There's no way they're going to hire me." And I said, "Just apply for it and see what happens." And the rest is history.
Wow. So conspiracy between my wife and my mother. that
to get you
Tom-
home.
Yeah, because we want to come back here. We want to come back
So you still have fond memory, or so you were close to the University of Kentucky then, right?
Just
That's my
south.
reference
Yeah.
to blue.
South. Yeah. Yep.
Because
Oh,
Louisville's
absolutely.
divided in blue and red. That
Yep.
doesn't have anything to do with politics. It's University of Kentucky versus Louisville. My daughter went to Louisville, so I'm a red guy.
Okay, yeah, we were in the blue area, there's no doubt about that.
Yes, yes.
So-
I actually worked in Lexington, yeah,
Yeah.
where that close, yeah.
So,
Cool.
But
I just want to say a few words. I mean, it has been an honor, and there's no better honor that I've had in my whole career here than working with the municipalities. And Hampstead's always been at the very center of my heart, because when I started here, I can remember meeting John Riley, town manager, out of Roberts Field, with some issues about the wells out there, and figuring out how we can best protect those wells. And from that point on, it was just a natural, growth with the town of Hampstead. So I've been very blessed to be able to work with everybody. The Water Resource Coordination Council we have, which is all the municipalities, is probably one of the proudest things that I do at the county, because it's not just Hampstead, but all the municipalities. And really, when you talk about Carroll County, that's what it's all about. That's our master plan. That's who we are. The municipalities and the county working together to create this beautiful county that everybody wants to come to. I call it the oasis in Central Maryland. And it's because of this relationship, sorry, that it's happened. And I loved working here. I love working with Kevin. Zach Neal back there, he's going to be stepping in, and he's sharp as can be, and he's going to step right in and work with the town and keep the process moving. So thank you very much. This is a really big honor. And despite everything that the mayor said, I survived 33 years at the county.
Thanks again. You can have this so you don't. Dan,
Oh, great, thank you so much.
Thank you.
Kathy.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
And Tom, if you ever get bored during retirement,
Oh, he's not.
well, we do have an extra office at Public Works. No one's using it.
Always good to recognize somebody for a job well done, and in this case, a county employee, no less. Hopefully, they treat them just as well. All right, mundane part of the job, the award of a contract for janitorial services. Tammy?
Multicorp is our current vendor, and we have been very pleased with their work and the employees. They also accommodate, we require that they come to the police station when a police officer is present, and we've just enjoyed the relationship with Multicorp. The overall bid, there was less than $50 difference for the 3 years. So we recommend that we stay with Multicorp.
A motion?
Make a motion that we accept Multicorp's bid.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, thank you. All right, ordinances and resolutions. I guess there's no other new business, just checking. Ordinances and resolutions. We have the introduction and approval of Resolution 2021-01, a resolution concerning a general obligation bond for removal and replacement of water mains and service lines on specific streets. Basically, we're reapproving this because we approved that, I believe, at the end of December or before that, thinking that Mid-Atlantic would get some work done in the fall and winter while, freezing weather happened and you don't replace water lines in cold and freezing temperatures. So we put off the closing of the bond, so we need to update the resolution for the bond because we weren't going to use it and we didn't want to have the bond start and then 6 months it wasn't used, so we want to take the full term of the bond into account. So I need a motion to introduce and approve
Motion to introduce
resolution.
Ordinance 2021-01.
Thanks, Wayne.
Second.
Second by Dave or Joe, take your pick. Any discussion of that? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? Thanks. Public comments?
You say public comments?
Yeah, I did.
Okay.
I hope it sounded like that over the recording. Okay. I see a couple people nodding head. Going once, twice, 3 times. Doug, nothing tonight, huh? All right, cool. Thanks for coming out. Appreciate it. Motion to adjourn.
No, stop.
What? You have a public comment?
Well, I have a question about page 4.
Page 4 of the resolution.
Page 4 of the resolution. And fifth line up. I just want to make sure that $37,000 is correct.
Meaning the semi-annual installment?
Yes, sir.
All right, we'll check it. Because I see the annual installment above it is a 53.5, so it might be a little bit off.
Okay. So the question to you, sir, is the title was introduction and approval. So if you want approval tonight, we need to make a separate motion to approve the resolution.
We do.
Thank you, Wayne.
We'll take
Okay,
your
I
word
make a
at it. You're
motion
our
that we adopt
parliamentarian.
Resolution 2021-01, and the final version be a clean copy without the markups.
with the right number for the semi-annual principal reduction.
Authorizing the mayor to make any changes that need to be made to make it compliant. Yes, sir.
Perfect.
Second.
Second that by Dave. Any further discussion? All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Anyone opposed? All right, thanks for the cleanup. Motion to adjourn now.
Make a motion to adjourn?
Second.
All those in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Thanks. All right. Thanks, everybody, for hanging out with us. Tom, thank you again. Good to see everybody. Hopefully, we'll have everybody live here shortly.
Here, send me the link.